Hello everyone and welcome back, it's Zakiziel here, and today I'll be reacting to 5-ish Minute Lore episode 30, The Grox by Old Man Reacts. As always, I highly recommend that you check out his content and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. He makes great stuff, and the previous episode about Goj Van Dyer was one of the funniest ones, due in part as well to the sister hospitaller showing up. Still find it very funny, and also cute that she has a weasel head. I'll probably find out tomorrow why that is, and someone mentioned that the reason for that is in Mistakes of the Emperor episode 4. But, without further ado, let us get into the video. Oh, also, there will be a link to the original video in the description box below.
Warning. The views expressed in 5-ish Minute Lore, the lore delivered in rants, are sanctioned by their scholar Progenium. As excess rageous, prolonged exposure can result in loss of IQ, high blood pressure, random outbursts, and blunt force trauma to the skull, resulting in unconsciousness. Please consult your local physician for more information.
Foul-smelling, temperamental, violent,
And delicious.
abundant, nutritious. While it may sound like I'm describing orcs, this is not the case. Rather, I am describing the Imperium's premier and most iconic source of food, even beyond corpse starch and amasec. The Grox.
Yeah, that also looks pretty accurate, considering that I've heard the Grox be described by people as a weird dinosaur cow thing.
Last time I livestreamed, someone asked a question. I said if it were true, then I'd make a 5-ish on it, so here we go. Today we're not going to talk about a faction, or person, or even a place. We're going to talk about the cow of the Imperium. Now when you think of a cow in our day, you think about a large bovine who eats grass and gets fat, providing milk and meat, and all the while farting away our ozone. Sure, members of the species can be tempted to ruin someone's day. Most times in Pamplona, where people think it's a good idea to deliberately make them mad, then run away, because running from a 1,000-pound pissed-off forklift with the personality of a chainsaw makes perfect sense. This is why I eat beef. I'm on a one-man mission to end this threat to humanity's future. You are welcome. Now let's talk about 40K's version of the cow, and like pretty much everything else in 40K that has any sort of modern-day comparison, this is about to be completely screwed. This happy accident of genetics is called the Grox. The Grox looks like a cow walked through 6 nuclear reactors, had sex with a mountain lion, then pissed on the baby, which promptly got infected with the stone sickness from Game of Thrones. The happy Grox was found in the Solomon system of the Imperium, and I'm guessing that one day someone got tired of eating corpse starch sandwiches and decided to murder their local fauna and try it. Now, normally killing local animals and consuming their flesh in 40K is a dice roll, because, well, it's 40K, you figure it out.
Yeah, good chance that it could be poisonous, or that you may have just actually ended up trying to eat some minor demon of Nurgle somehow or something, or that it might be full of parasites, or that whatever you're trying to kill is actually a walking bomb, akin like the toads on Katachan. They'll explode and kill everything within quite a large radius.
But when your best dietary alternative is quite literally your dead friends and family, I'd forgive anyone for taking out Bambi and chewing off his leg. What, did you think the corpse starch was something wholesome? No, it's literally dead people. Welcome to 40K, you sweet summer child. Coming from the collection.
And some people get their legs confiscated by the Adeptus Arbites for sprinkling rat dust on their corpse starch rations and to make them more palatable.
Sector on the planet Solomon, the Grox stands at 5 meters long from the nose to the base of the tail, and is stupid fast, extremely territorial, has natural armor like a tank, and has the...
Actually, is that illustration about Grox one of the older ones from around, like, Rogue Trader and, and, like, 1st and 2nd edition kind of days? I think it kind of looks like a dragon, actually.
Personality of a moose with a coked up honey badger shoved up its ass. They are about as majestic of an animal as a landfill is, and intensely solitary. Nearly all of their body is comprised of pure muscle, and if any animal deserves a soundtrack, this one would get the soundtrack from Doom Eternal. In short, this creature wakes up and chooses murder regardless of the question asked. They are also incredibly delicious, and the best part is you can eat nearly all of it. Even the skeleton has incredible nutritional properties. Not only that, the Grox can eat just about anything, and by just about anything, I mean they would put a space marine to the test when it comes to things they can live off of and actually thrive off of. The Grox can eat flat out dirt and get fat off it. Now, take what you know about.
Which, by the way, for those who don't know, because I believe it's called the preomnor, that gland the Space Marines have, they can eat basically anything, and any poisons will get stored away in I think it was in the preomnor and not make it into the rest of the digestive tract. And they have also been known to eat ceramite. Well, ceramite dust that's added to their rations, I've heard.
But the Imperium. Introduce a demon dinosaur that is delicious and easy to feed, and you can get what happens next. No matter how much of a homicidal rampage the Grox could go on, there were always more humans, and they started coming up with better ways to bring the big animals down. Grox meat started being sold as delicacies far and wide, and sooner rather than later, some insanely wealthy people found out about the benefits of combining this lovely creature and poor people to produce profits. Soon there was a company founded, and before too long a franchise was made called, and I'm not kidding, Grox Burgers. $10 says they have a stupid mascot. It's called Ronald McGroxel or some insanity like that. This idea has spanned into a galaxy-wide business within the Imperium, with the company literally giving rogue traders complete carte blanche to starting their own Grox farms on agri-worlds around the Imperium, as well as
Minus 50% rot gut bottle? Huh.
opening up new Grox Burgers franchises wherever they so please. So naturally, considering the other options are eating your dead grandma, the Grox business took off. They tried to bring the Grox literally everywhere, to every kind of world, even to Catachan, where it has since broken out of its pens and now roams the jungles eating literally anything it comes across.
You know, that thing being so hardy that it can even survive on Catachan, a death world. That really speaks volumes about that thing's adaptability. And also, it eating pretty much anything is actually pretty good logistically speaking. You can just feed it things that would otherwise be considered waste. Similar actually to how people kept pigs for that same reason historically. And the pigs kind of fell out of favor because they're only good for their meat. You don't really milk a pig.
Now, the concept of any business owner in 40k having anything resembling ethics is downright piss my own pants laughable. But the number one problem with trying to have a Grox farm was the fact that you couldn't keep enough workers to actually manage the animals. The biggest problem is the Grox was a walking FIFO level threat, and instead of punching the cards for an end of shift, a lot of the workers were punching their cards for the end of life. Not only that, when I say the Grox was highly territorial, I mean highly territorial. They would commonly charge and murder each other in land squabbles over a favorite pissing tree. The solution to this issue of the local livestock turning the farmers and each other into fertilizer would send a member of PETA into instant cardiac arrest followed by apoplectic rage. They en masse began lobotomizing the entire genetic strain that will be used for food, while hooking up the breeding stock with literal shock collars wired directly into their brain. This solved an amazing amount of problems, but there's still an occasional worker who forgets the fact they're dealing with a great white shark on land and figures they made a poor life decision about a millisecond before
So just McDonald's Team Space Marines.
the Grox ends it. But that's neither here nor there. It's amazing how comprehensive the Imperium can be when it wants to be. So now, on agri-worlds separated from human settlements by the type of cage they should have made at Jurassic Park, massive herds of Grox roam, dull-eyed and grazing on literally anything they come across. A far cry from the devil dino they once were. Millions of the things are slaughtered daily to feed the ravenous maw of humanity. Welcome to McGrox. I'm fucking loving it.
You know? Yeah, it's as you said about how oh, it's like anything with a contemporary in the real world that shows up in 40k. The 40k equivalent is essentially turned up to 11, and yeah, I do find the Grox to be quite funny for that. That it's like it's like, oh, having actual cows was That's some baby stuff. Of get a dinosaur that eats pretty much anything and make burgers out of that. I imagine that's a kind of conversation that was going on in GW headquarters when they were thinking up the Grox. But uh, that was that was both fun and informative to watch, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching with me. If you did, I'd appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye.